Welcome everyone to TGW Smackdown. We are your hosts, OddSmith311
and EvilPenguinGaming.
And kicking off tonight's episode, Dolph Ziggler.
The show-off. He's got such a raw deal.
He has, man. He reminded his path in a weird way reminds me so much of Mr. Perfect, but it doesn't at the same time. Because I feel like Mr. Perfect had like a, even though he never got a chance to be a champ, like a world champion and whatnot, there was a amount of respect there. Where I've never felt that Ziggler's had that. He's almost like, yeah, this guy's alright, throw him in a match. You know what I mean? To me, I know
he has been he's a two-time world champion.
I was gonna say, I know he's had he's had some runs. I mean, he's not hasn't been completely dry, but a guy at his caliber should be like, he should be in there with Roman Reigns and stuff, man. I mean,
yeah, he should. This is my boy right here. I am such a huge fan of Roddy Strong.
Now, if I remember correctly, this was the guy that joined. What was the name of that three-man team for the War Games?
AOP, yeah.
Yeah. God, I know I said it before, but that was such a good match.
That was a fantastic match.
When that dude came off the top of that cage, I'm like, there's really
Adam Cole, baby.
Yep. And it's just they're all so good though. It's not just it's one person. It's like they all know where to be at the right time. I don't know. I'm like, what is getting lost in translation? Which of course I immediately know the answer to that question. But
yeah,
it's frustrating.
It's called age.
Well, I was gonna
getting lost in translation.
Yeah. I had such a different
like I say, man, I'll say it until I die, not until I die, but until he dies or retires. That once the old man is gone, everything's gonna change.
You know, I wonder in situations like that, like Vince's decision making, like how much of it is based on him being out of touch. Because throughout the years, there's been a lot of times where people said, well, Vince doesn't know what he's doing, he's out of touch, you know what I mean? But there's also been times where he's come up to his locker room and said, hey, I need ideas, I'm out of touch, you know what I mean? I don't see him doing that now, you know?
Right.
But he's not getting his ass kicked by a rival company right now either.
That's a very good point. Although, I'll tell you, man, with social media and the internet being the way it is, so many people are getting the access to, stuff like New Japan, Ring of Honor, PWG, all sorts of big time promotions.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. And I know that if you were to probably ask most of the people in the higher ups of WWE, like Vince, they'd probably encourage it. I mean, there was never really like a talk of wanting to put WCW out of business. I mean, as you know, I mean the kayfabe storyline of it, WWE went with, oh yeah, we put them out of business. Well, but of course it wasn't WWE that put them out of business. It was them. And it's frustrating because the more I learned over the last couple of years about TNA, like behind the scenes, listen to shoot interviews and stuff, the more I've come to realize that had that company been managed right and had right people put in place, could it ever become WWE? I don't know, man. But I think with the talent they had, look what they did even with the incompetence they had to deal with.
It could have become maybe 75% of WCW.
It was good. It was a good product. I mean, it had good wrestlers. It had interesting stuff. I mean, it wasn't always firing on all cylinders, but then again, it was, look who was being run. I mean, some of the stories I've heard about Dixie Carter and her family and how they run that company, and just the sheer incompetence and
Oh
unethical
yeah.
business practices of that company. It's like the way that they lie, like blatantly just lie.
Oh boy. 3,
Four.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the big one. 10.
Your boy Roger just got messed up pretty good.
Eating
11.
elbows for breakfast is what he's doing. No, but
French
well,
fried
I'll
taters.
go into it more after this match because it looks like it's over.
My God! 1,
1,
2.
2.
Oh.
No.
Roddy Strong.
Yeah.
Going strong.
So if you look at TNA and you look at the quote unquote TNA originals, it's a list of freaking who's who right now.
Hell yeah.
AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, Eric Young, James Storm, Abyss.
Samoa Joe. Was he homegrown or was he
I think he was in ROH, but he was in TNA for TNA solid for probably at least a decade.
True. He was one of the fixtures there.
CM Punk even was in Ring of Honor, but he was in TNA for like a minute when they first started.
It's mind blowing, man.
They could have had. I mean, they had a gold mine of talent, and they just wasted it.
And not just in front of the camera either. You had Bruce Pritchard was there. I think Cornette was there at one point.
And Jarrett founded it.
Yeah. And Carter fucked it up every single time. Brought in Vince Russo after telling Cornette he wasn't going to be back. Terry Taylor. I mean, you might as well just cut your own head off. I mean, but I mean, if they would have skewed people like that for once again Bruce Pritchard, Jim Cornette, some of the other people. Ooh,
Famous.
Nice. I don't know, that company. I mean, dude, they had it and they just let it slip through their fingers, and it's just so frustrating.
They did. That's exactly what happened.
Because it's funny as you say that, and it's easy to not think about that until you put them all together in a group where you say these guys all either came from TNA or really made their name,
right,
and developed themselves there first before they came over to before they left to go to Japan or whatever, then come back. Depending on who you're talking about.
Right, and that's a big thing with Jarrett's Hall of Fame induction. Triple H has said that, he gave the first mainstream exposure to guys like Bobby Roode and AJ Styles and Eric Young, who are now making huge names for themselves in WWE. I mean,
it's so cool when you see these guys come over too, where it's almost like when Zigzag. You remember how it used to be like during the Monday Night War when someone would show up on 2
done. Yeah, take just Luger.
Yeah.
The very first episode of Nitro.
Well, what the hell is he doing here?
Luger. Then you had when Hall came in. Then you had when freaking Jericho jumped ship to WWF.
Yeah.
It was so huge. And when you think about stuff like that, you had Christian was the first one that joined TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Then with Angle, Angle was in TNA longer for a solid run than he wasn't in his first run in the WWF.
Mm-hmm. You could argue that he had his. I mean, I don't know, man. He had a pretty good fucking career in WWE before he left. So I mean,
he did.
Either way, I can't really say he made his name there, but he like, yeah, what was it? A good 7 years of his career, 8 years, something like
In
that.
TNA, he was there for 10.
10. Oh my God. Yeah, shit. I mean,
Yeah, because he left WWE in 06.
and what's so cool about that story is that, you know, when he left WWE, he was in pretty bad shape. You know, like his drug problems and everything. Because he said the Pritchard podcast talks about how he just kept getting hurt, and it's like, you know, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, it took him a while, and it was hard. But when he finally got his life together, and then he came to you know, he was in TNA, and he was clean, and he really was able to pick it back up and do something. You know, and that's just awesome.
I'm really curious about.
Oh God.
This is gonna sound awful. So, Kurt Angle is the general manager of Raw. Jeff Jarrett is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. You see where I'm going with this?
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me to see Jeff Jarrett back in the WWE. He is come and gone. He's another one. If you listen to his story, he's like another Marty Jannetty. He's been in and out so many, and some of the ways he left are pretty fucking bad. Like when he left that one time when him and Road Dogg were about ready to really take off. They were doing that thing with the song where it was going to be revealed that Road Dogg was the one really singing it and all that. And
I remember that reveal actually.
And right after that, they left and went to I think it was WCW.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally left like in the middle of the show when they got done doing their thing, and everybody's like, "Where are you going?" You know, they're like, "We're gone." That's crazy.
It's Tatanka.
I know. I feel like there's a weird bit of symbolism here with JBL taking out Tatanka. JBL representing
the Cowboys. Let's just leave it at that.
Cowboys and Indians.
Oh, you had to go and say it, didn't you? No, but with in case anybody is listening and doesn't understand what I meant by the whole Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett thing, I mean, you understand what I mean, right? About Karen?
I think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Karen cheated on Kurt and left him for Jarrett.
Yeah. I could see them working a match. That's a WrestleMania match all day long right there, baby.
That would be amazing.
And I think they would both do it. I could see them both doing it. If Matt Hardy and Edge and Lita can do it, they can do it.
Right.
Especially since it's been what? Christ. 7,
it's been years.
8 years, yeah. I mean, that happened not too long after he came to TNA, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Is there a place to watch TNA? Because I'd like to go back and watch some of that. Like, I did enjoy it.
The old stuff you could get through their streaming service, but I'm not paying for their streaming service.
I know, I couldn't bring myself to put money in those people's pocket.
No, I can't either.
Which I know sounds weird, considering we're putting over the product, but the product's not the problem. The people running it is the problem.
You know, TNA is the classic case of somebody who would get a participation trophy.
Yes.
You know, you tried.
A pat on the head.
Right.
But it's
Shake your hand, better luck next time. That's...
I mean, can you imagine if things went differently? Imagine when, like, I'm trying to think of a good turning point. Like, I don't know, if, Jeff Jarrett was let to run the company and Dixie was just kind of a silent partner, you know what I mean? Who didn't have the control over it. Or imagine if,
just the benefactor, the financial benefactor.
Yes, exactly. That someone who knows how to run wrestling and book wrestling, run it and book it. Or imagine if, who was it? was a country singer. It was going to buy TNA.
Wasn't it Toby Keith?
Yeah, I think it was. And at the very last minute, they went back on their deal, and said that Dixie would retain the control over it, and he didn't want to have anything to do with it. And then of course Billy Corgan's whole thing, which who knows how that could have went? Because I watched a couple interviews, and he's a pretty big wrestling fan, man. I mean, he's really into
Billy
it.
Corgan owns the freaking NWA.
Yeah, I mean, shit. At least he didn't get screwed over with that one. I hope not. Anyway.
Speaking of Billy Corgan, there's one? Only one count. There's a 3/4 of the original members of the Smashing Pumpkins reunion tour coming up.
Who was it? Was it IHA that wouldn't join them?
I don't remember.
There was Matt Chamberlain, who was their drummer, and then he got really bad into drugs, so they kicked him out. And then Kenny Arnoff came in for a while, and I don't know what happened after that. And then Billy Corgan, and then I think it's James Iha, and then I forgot the other person.
Yeah, I got no idea.
I'm curious.
I knew as far as the Pumpkins went, I knew Billy Corgan. That was it.
Watching those interviews, he's a pretty sharp guy. I don't agree with 100% everything he says, but he's intelligent. He makes a lot of good points and stuff.
Nobody's ever going to agree with 100% of everything someone else says.
Yeah.
Hey, close line from hell.
Oh, Jibble with the cover.
1, 2. Cowboys win again.
Cowboys win. It's interesting.
BananaRoMa TV, ladies and gentlemen.
Seeing these two face off, last time we saw Tatanka was going with an excellent match.
Absolutely incredible match with Seth Rollins.
Beautiful. Shot at the Intercontinental title match, and of course JBL, the one
that was a great match.
The one that Seth Rollins beat for the Intercontinental Championship. That was a damn good match. Both of those were good matches. But the Tatanka Seth Rollins one, I'm gonna go through. I think I told you my idea. I want to go through take his matches and make highlights out of them.
Yeah, make a little open challenge playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because so far, knock on wood for him, he's what's it been? 5?
Well, it's been
6 counting the pay-per-view.
Well, it was the first pay-per-view would have been, was it Extreme Rules?
Oh, that's right. He yeah.
I'm gonna.
Or no, the very first one was Payback, I think.
Well, no, I mean the first one that he did the Open Challenge in.
Yeah, you're right. The first one was at a pay-per-view. I think it was Extreme Rules.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking it was Money in the Bank.
The Usos.
Yeah, the first one was Money in the Bank.
Okay.
That was the Ty Dillinger one.
Classic.
And then let's see, let's look at May. Or not May, July. I don't know why I said May. Then it was Tatanka. Then it was Bam Bam Bigelow. Then it was Lex Luger. Then it was Cedric Alexander. And then last week, it was Aiden English.
It's a pretty
Oh,
good.
and of course, that battleground it was Eddie Guerrero.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. There's one missing.
Yeah, I knew I missed it.
It's
God,
a
that Eddie
new
Guerrero match, oh, God, that was good.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I expected nothing less from those two.
Right.
New.
So yeah, there's been 2 pay-per-views and four TV matches so far with that open challenge. And I mean, for Seth to win 6 solid weeks in a row.
And there's a couple times I didn't think he was going to either. Like we said, the Tatanka match, Tatanka really drove him to the edge. That one had me on the edge of the seat. The Eddie Guerrero match at Battleground was great. I mean, all of them have been good, pretty solid. Going through a pretty good who's who of past and present superstars. I mean,
Right.
Bam Bam Bigelow is no pushover, that's for sure.
No, not at all.
I just listened to the ENC podcast with the Usos. Really, really cool guys.
Oh, I haven't listened to that one.
I forget how young they are compared to Jay and Edge, Christian, I can't remember his real name. Oh, Adam, Jay and Adam, yeah, that's right.
Jay and Adam now.
Because they're talking about, Jay and Adam are talking about, oh ho ho, that was rude.
That was, yeah.
And the Usos, of course, former tag team champions here. Ooh.
Former longtime tag team champions.
It was surprising to see him beat. I mean, nothing against the Ascension. The Ascension had been clamoring for that spot, but maybe the Usos
Ever
got
since that gauntlet match.
Yeah, they proved themselves, and I mean, once again, what can I say? They really stepped up to the challenge. And maybe the Usos got a little complacent. Ooh.
That could happen.
Nothing complacent about that move. Uncomplacent headbutt. The
I'm hoping that
uncomplacent.
doesn't happen to Lita, my fantastic Raw Women's Champion, who has just been whipping ass these past few months.
Yeah, I don't think. Man, thinking back, there's not. And as far as the title matches have gone, I don't think anybody has gotten real. Ooh, nice move by Xavier Woods. Or is that Kofi Kingston? No, Kofi Kingston. Sorry. I don't think anybody has gotten close to beating her. Now, of course,
No.
if I remember correctly, she was pinned. And what was it? Obviously a non-title match.
She was, yeah, it was a non-title match. It was by Carmella.
Ah, that's right. Fabulous.
I got nothing for you on that, but
Fabulous, yes.
stop it. Our listeners do not want to hear you butcher Carmella's theme song.
Hey. Song's stuck in my head all the time now. I don't know. I still think Alexa Bliss, so I'm kind of on the fence on that one. I mean, Carmella looks good, but Bliss is just, oh.
Yeah, we're not going to reveal our Alexa Bliss comments that we made last night. So.
Giggity. Former bodybuilder at that.
It's not surprising.
Well, it's just weird seeing someone. I mean, she's literally almost considered like a legal midget, right? I mean,
well, she's 5 feet. I don't know what the quote unquote cutoff is.
Maybe. Funny choice of words. It's Jimmy with the shirt on. Oh, he goes for the ride.
Jimmy with the shirt on.
And the audience seems to have a cough.
My game is ready to use, but is downloading other stuff still. Kind of like yours was when you said, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, that was frustrating. But I forget how big these games are too, though.
Yeah, they're freaking huge.
I think God of War 3 was 39 gigs.
Yeah, this one's just under 34. That's why I can't wait to get that hard drive.
Ooh, boot to the cool. Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
1, 2.
That's such a good price for that. Where'd you get that at?
Amazon.
I'm gonna have to get one of those, man. Might as well.
Western Digital. So it's not a cheap one. It's a Western Digital.
I think it's cool. Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, classic head shrinkers right here, buddy.
Hell yeah.
More members of the fantastic Anawai dynasty. Of course, one of the head shrinkers is their father, so...
I've kind of gotten this weird obsession since we've been talking about, like, when we're looking on the map where, Samoa and Tonga was. I'm like, I want to go to one of those places. Like, I guess, I don't know. I'd have to look into it. I don't know anything about them outside of the fact that they produce some damn good athletes. I don't.
That's the truth.
You know, I mean, I don't know anything about much about the culture. It's
beautiful tag team specialty work right there.
Oh, these guys are just. I think it'd be a matter of time before you see the belts back around these guys' waist.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But
don't you love when they used to call the Rockers all the time tag team specialists?
Yes. Yes.
It was Gorilla.
They did that.
I love listening to him.
The Rockers going down to the breadbasket. Oh, he went to the well once too often.
Speaking of Gorilla, when I was looking for the music, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I loaded a bunch of old pay-per-views in the network, so they were all in my continue watching, so I could listen to the music. And I just, I think it was like yesterday, 2 days ago, I finished up watching SummerSlam 90 again.
Ooh, nice.
With the main event of Rick Rude and the Ultimate Warrior for the WWF Championship in a cage.
Dude, I mean, just think, as you're watching that pay-per-view, like, that's the first time I ever really watched professional wrestling that I can remember. Like,
and that was your introduction to the main event scene.
Yeah.
Rick Rude and the Ultimate Warrior for the WWF Championship in a steel cage.
That's the big-ass blue cage.
Yep.
The salad steel cage.
And it had Hogan versus Earthquake on that show.
A classic angle if there ever was. Was that the one where he got hurt? Or was that the one where he came back after he got hurt?
That's the one where he came back after he got hurt.
Okay.
And Tugboat was supposed to be in his corner, but Earthquake hurt him like the week before. It ended up being the Boss Man in his corner.
Now, oh, we got to cover.
What? Nope.
Do you know the story about how, beautiful move by Kofi Kingston, how, Tugboat was originally supposed to be the Sheik, the heel that turns to the, bad guy, to the, what am I trying to say? He was going to be Sheik Tugboat. They were going to...
Tugboat?
And this is, like, 100%, like, real. Like, they were going to turn him into a heel and make him be the one that goes against Hulk Hogan and teams up with, like, Adnan and that.
I had no idea.
And they got, of course, Sergeant Slaughter, who makes so much more sense for so many more reasons,
Right.
Which dude, when you talk about pure, like, heel twist and bad guy and heat in the wrestling business, I mean, it doesn't get much more pure than that. 1,
What?
2.
You?
Oh,
Oh, that was close.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. The heel heat that Slaughter had, especially during the war. My God, that's why they had to change the venue of WrestleMania 7.
yeah, they couldn't provide this the security.
Right. Now with an open arena like that.
And I will say, when I talk about that angle, I'm speaking mostly of the purely from a wrestling standpoint. You know, of course, they weren't at war when they started doing that angle.
Right.
I think that was actually announced during the Royal Rumble that year, wasn't it? Like, literally during the event, they announced they were going to war. And that was like, oh, shit.
I don't remember. That would have, if that's what happened, then it would have had to be Royal Rumble 91. Because that's when Slaughter beat the Warrior for the title.
I'm pretty sure that's when it was.
And then it was WrestleMania 7 that Hogan beat Slaughter.
And that was that episode that, like I told you, I've only listened to once or twice, the Pritchard podcast, because it's not a bad episode up until the one part where, like, Conrad starts grilling Bruce to the point where I'm like, are you a wrestling fan? Because why the hell, of all the angles you could be jumping on, why this one? I mean, he was just really, there's people over there dying. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Jimmy with the shirt on with the cover. 1, 2.
That's gotta be it. Oh, yeah. That's it. Oos. Oh. Oos. Oh. I wonder...
Why did we call him Jimmy with the shirt on? Because his name is Jimmy, and he's got a shirt on. And it's so much easier to say that, to keep them separated between him and Jay.
Yeah, that's the only way I can do it.
I mean, we could say Topless Jay. That just doesn't sound as fun.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue the same way. Jimmy with his shirt on.
Jimmy with the shirt on.
It sounds like a gangster name or something. It's Jimmy.
It does.
Jimmy with the shirt on. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. I love that double kick they do.
Mm-hmm. Now, going back to something we were talking about earlier, completely random. You realize with Jeff Jarrett being in the Hall of Fame, it means he's probably going to be in the next game.
Oh, Lord. You can have him.
Well, it's like I told Mackenzie, if it's anything but his country singer gimmick, I don't want it. I don't want the "Don't Piss Me Off" Slapnuts gimmick.
I'd have to admit,
the original Double J with the big light up J's on his jacket. That is what I want.
I have to imagine that they'd have, like, at the very least, they would have, like, that version and then, like, his later version. Like, 2 or 3 different versions. But that was the one. Ooh, excuse me.
There's my boy. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. The numbers don't lie, sir.
And as we were saying, Ty Dillinger fired Seth Rollins' open challenge.
The first one.
Yeah. Those two put on quite the match. I wouldn't mind seeing that again at some point.
I gotta say, guys, he doesn't appear to be in the mood here tonight. He's not the only one.
But yeah, with Double J, I mean, like in this game, yeah, breaking kayfabe again. In this game, there's Bossman 91 or 99. There's Jake Roberts 91 or 96. Yeah, 96. King of the Ring, Jake Roberts.
Bret Hart and
Bret Hart 97 and 98. 97 before Montreal, 98 after Montreal at WCW.
I didn't realize that's the one I wasn't paying attention when I picked him. And when he did the low blow, I was like, whoa. That's not very Bret-like.
Right.
Speaking
But like
of stars from
there's
Canada.
two versions. There's 2 versions of The Rock. There's like 5 versions of Sting.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's 3 versions of Triple H. Have you gone through the roster and seen all these?
Yes.
there's like 5 different versions of the Undertaker. If you select the outfits on one of them, there's 3 different attires on one of them, and then there's like American Badass Undertaker and the regular Undertaker. But yeah, I mean, it's insane. There's 2 Big Shows, there's 2 Jerichos.
I would
Why
say
not have 2 Jeff Jarretts?
most of the really big names. Yeah, there seems to be at least 2. I mean, and like you said, with some of the other the ones that had several incarnations that were popular.
I don't think there's 2 Shawn Michaels.
No?
I don't think so. I know there's 2 Steve Austins. Because there's Stone Cold Steve Austin and there's Stunning Steve Austin.
Well, I mean, unless you have Rocker Shawn Michaels didn't really change too much. I mean,
well, see, I would think, like, there could be many different versions of Shawn Michaels, because there could be like 1994 Shawn Michaels when he was just getting into his heel run. There could be DX Shawn Michaels from like 96, 97, 98. And then you could have 2002 Shawn Michaels when he came back and beat Triple H and then went on to win the first Elimination Chamber match. You could have 2000 whatever it was Shawn Michaels when he lost to The Undertaker at WrestleMania and ended his career. There's plenty of different versions of Shawn Michaels you can see.
Hey, but it's almost like Bret, though. I'm besides going from heel to face, though, he didn't really. I mean, the Undertaker had the American Badass. He had when he was the leader of the Ministry. He had the Dead Man.
Yeah,
and they were different. Like Sting had like the makeup and blah 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 Sting. Then he had like the Crow Sting. Then he had kind of a mixture of both. You know, the one.
What? Yeah, hell, there's Wolfpack Sting in the game. Wolfpack Sting.
That's funny.
How the hell did that make it into the game?
What was it? There's what two of his like baby face.
Yeah, his early like surfer gimmick.
And then what? A Crow Sting, a Wolfpack Sting, a WWE Sting, and then there's another one, isn't there?
No, that's it.
Is that it? Okay.
Because it's 88, 91, 98, 99, and then WWE. Hell, there's 2 versions of DDP in the game. There's 2 versions of freaking Cactus Jack in the game. What?
Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised they don't have 2 versions of Shawn Michaels. Just because it's Shawn Michaels, for Christ's sake.
There was in the 17 game.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll do it again in this game, the next one. Because his roster just keep filling out. But
the roster gets bigger every year. So I just want you to remember that. The roster will be bigger next year than it is in this game. I can almost guarantee it.
What's Ty doing here? He's got Kevin Owens. Been kind of neglecting these guys. He's got him on the ropes.
Tiebreaker!
Isn't that the Ushigoroshi? I don't know. Oshkosh Bagashi.
Oshkosh Bagash.
Punch.
No, but there's a ton of guys in NXT right now that didn't make it into this game because A, they just weren't big enough at the time, or B, they weren't there at the time, that I want to see make it into the next game. Just like there's a few of the 205 guys that didn't make it into this game. None of the UK guys made it into this game. So, right there, you're going to have at least 20 extra roster spots. I can almost guarantee it. 1, 2. Oh, I thought that was it.
Yeah, that's an impressive showing here so far from Ty Dillinger. I almost
mean,
think at this point they could justify Next having its own game, man.
Oh, NXT absolutely could have
Yeah,
its own game.
NXT.
With past and present NXT stars. Between single stars, tag teams, women, it could absolutely have its own game.
Because then maybe you have, like, maybe in, like, the WWE games, instead of having all these different NXT guys, you have a couple, maybe, like, several big-name ones. And then, oh, we got cover. One, two.
No.
And then you got more spots left open for more, you know, WWE-related people, like the 205 guys and the
I would love to see the entire 205 Live roster in the game. Just like I would love to see, like, at least... Oh, here we go again. Tiebreaker. At least Pete Dunne, Mark Andrews, Trent Seven, Wolfgang, and Tyler Bate from the UK roster. At least those 5.
Do you know how many people are on the 205 Live roster?
Oh, it's hard to say right now.
Uh-oh, what?
Because they've been...
Takes Kevin.
More. This could be quite the upset. One, two. Wow. Didn't see that one coming.
No, sitting Kevin Owens hurtling up in the air. I think he's still trying to figure out where he's at.
Well, Kevin Owens, former #1 contender to the WWE Championship.
Yeah, man.
Kevin Owens, the reason is that all the shenanigans happened in the Triple Threat WWE Championship match between him, Joe, and Sid. You know, Kevin Owens has been on quite the mainstream role, and now he just lost to Ty Dillinger.
I mean, that really sticks a cap in his hat, so to speak. A feather in his cap, rather. I mean, Kevin Owens is one of the top competitors, you know, and TGW period, especially on SmackDown.
Absolutely.
Good future for this kid here. And once again, I mean, I think someone like Kevin Owens, as good as he is, has a tendency to overthink or overestimate himself, underestimate his opponent.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the future holds for old KO.
See where both these guys are going to head.
Mm-hmm.
As you were saying that. Love it.
Oh, how do you not love Ember Moon? She's so fantastic.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think it was on Twitter. Yeah, her account on Twitter. She said something like avid Dungeons and Dragons fan. Oh, something like, oh my god, I love.
That's crazy.
Now I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't really do the tabletop thing, but obviously I'm into like RPGs and stuff, you know, video games and whatnot, Magic. You know, I play Magic the Gathering, not as much as I used to, but actually not really at all anymore, except for when Felix and I played here and there.
Are you moving your microphone or something?
Just a little away from my face. How's that sound?
That's a little better. No, I haven't bought Magic cards in years. I still got a few decks, but... You know, we haven't come up with a Lita name for your page. Is she your English Lita?
English Lita. Your page is freak. It sucks so bad she had to retire the way she did, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I'm sitting here thinking about it, playing Magic. Actually, I played in high school and it stopped for a long time. And what's ironic is the first time I played again was at a draft at my friend's house, and that was the first time I had ever met Felix. Because he's friends with a former, BTV associate that I was friends with, and it's weird to think about that now. That was like 8 years ago or some shit.
Oh wow.
Oh, I like where this match is going.
I knew you were going to say something. You just couldn't hold back, could you?
No, but in all seriousness, man, Ember Moon's just been on such a tear lately, and
Yeah, she has been.
a worthy challenge if ever there was one here.
True that.
We haven't seen too much of Paige coming back off an injury recently, but she's looking like she never left right now.
That's another thing.
Ooh.
If you want to talk about people that are going to be in the next game, at least 5 more women.
Oh, at least.
Because Ruby Riot's already in this game. So you got Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and Ronda freaking Rousey.
What about Kairi Sane?
I hope to God she's in the next game.
I'm so interested. It would be so cool to see Ronda Rousey. Like, instead of her just coming in and doing like a celebrity thing at WrestleMania. And I think you were the one telling me that she's actually signed with the WWE, like, as a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And with her background, man, her athletic background, her fighting background, you think like someone like she'd be someone that would pick it up pretty quick, like kind of like a Ken Shamrock.
Well, I know this episode is obviously airing much after this happens, but that's something I got to talk to you about actually. This Sunday, she is signing her official Monday Night Raw contract at Elimination Chamber, which, like I said, I know this episode will air long after that. Sorry, breaking kayfabe. Back to what we were doing.
I got that day off again too. Oh yeah. Right in the face.
She just got lawn darted like Rey Mysterio.
Nothing scientific about this, ladies and gentlemen.
Good God.
I've seen amazing movies that start off like that.
Yeah, what were they rated?
X. Paige right now is showing like she's the veteran there.
That headbutt. My God. 1, 2, no.
And I'm trying to think, it'd be interesting, sooner or later Paige is going to get around to Asuka, I think. We'll see how she does tonight. It definitely dictate how long that takes. I don't know if we've seen those two match up yet.
That was a Jeff Jarrett move.
Spend my days working hard on the go. And the hands on the clock keep spinning too slow.
And if he is in the game and that's not his theme song, I will frickin' protest.
JEFFJARRET. Ha ha ha, Jeff Jarrett.
What? And you know the thing? Mackenzie's last name is Barrett.
What's that?
BARRETT.
Oh. BARRETT. Ha ha. And then you get punched in the face. The end of the story.
Yeah, if Jarrett is in the game and he doesn't come out to With My Baby Tonight, I will protest. Period.
Why would that wasn't his music though, right? He had that.
He can't,
Bow,
I mean,
bow, bow.
yeah, he came out to the country style stuff early in his career, but then when the song came out, that's what he started coming out to.
That'd be freaking awesome. At the very, one,
What?
two. At the very, very extreme least, put it in the jukebox.
Right. Yeah, that way we can listen to it on the menu screens.
You gotta think with the popularity of the Something to Wrestle With show, that'll be back. They can capitalize on it.
Surprised you didn't go for the Eclipse right there. That handspring is usually the setup.
That might cost her here with Paige. Just got her in the ropes. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
Never running. Suicide dive. Flattened her out like a pancake.
We could pull an old Mauro Ranallo. Tope Suicida!
Mauro Ranallo is awesome.
Yes, he is.
I want to compare him to Jim Ross, and there's definitely like similarities there, but in a way he's just like his own guy. Like he's got that same, I don't know, over the top like excitement of Jim Ross.
As far as I want to say, cover.
Come on.
1, 2, no. I want to say as far as commentary quality, I would say he matches up with Jim Ross. But he does have a completely different style.
He's almost like I think of him more as like a white meat baby face kind of.
I could see that.
I mean, Jim Ross usually was a baby face in a sense, but different attitude.
Except during the days of Fake Razor and Diesel.
Oh, yeah.
God, that was awful.
That was terrible. Done only to protect the...
Paige with a...
Oh!
A top rope rampage.
That's gotta be it.
1,
2. Oh,
whoa.
Jeez.
I'll tell you something, brother. Ember Moon. That's all I have to say.
Oh, yeah, brother. We're gonna rocket strap her.
She deserves to be rocket strapped.
Oh, yeah.
Don't take the word strap any further, please.
I didn't say anything. Pervert. What kind of show do you think this is?
Strap is in a championship, a belt.
This is wrestling. RASSLIN, that's wrestling.
Where did that come from? You say that all the time.
Bruce Pritchard. That podcast.
It's not a surprise.
So I've listened to that show so much. There's not very many episodes that I haven't listened to at least 3 or 4 times. And some even more
That's
than that.
nuts. That's insane. I couldn't listen to it that much.
But I started listening to it like not right when it came out, but not real long after it came out too. So even when I got bored of the stuff I had already heard, there were new ones coming out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because I don't go back and listen to the old ones as much
this
now.
time, there she goes. You just saw that handspring again. Now she's going for the kill.
Oh!
1, 2, done.
She got her. Excuse me. Oh, one of the most beautiful finishing moves in wrestling today.
Ever.
How no one ever thought to do that before. It's just... I guess that'd be a dangerous move, though, too. Of course, that's kind of relative.
Sorry, we just heard my beeps right there.
Ooh, that hurt. See it in slow motion again.
I was turning on my Bluetooth speaker. I'm telling you, man. She needs to be Rocky strapped. That's all there is to it.
Well, now we'll see who her, excuse me. Sorry, I swallowed some tea the wrong way. We'll see who her opponent will be at the next
Those
week.
abs.
Huh?
Those abs. She's like a goddess. She's like her original wrestling name, Athena.
Oh
Lord. What is Rock the Dwayne Johnson have on his mind?
Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
Rock the Dwayne.
Well, I guess we're gonna smell what he's cooking here in a second. And next week we will see who is it? Mickie James versus Stephanie McMahon. To see who will be the second woman in the number one contender match.
That ought to be interesting.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mickie James in a while.
I haven't seen Stephanie McMahon at all.
No, I'm not too thrilled about that whole thing, but that's a story for another time. It is what it is. But she's not gonna get to go right after the belt. She's got to at least beat somebody.
Well, Mickey is a former 6-time champion, so.
And he's back. That is true. The Rock, of course, putting his career on the line for a chance at Psycho Sid's number one contender spot for the belt.
Well, I mean, when you come out victorious. Oops. I just didn't want to see The Rock's face for a minute. Sorry.
I didn't even see it at first. I was concentrating so much on reading the promo. I'm like, did you something spelled? What happened?
Shiny new belt.
Well, it's hard to argue with success.
That's the truth.
Strong words from The Rock.
Indeed.
And strong eyebrow.
That game is strong.
Oh.
Midget in pink.
Man, I don't know what's going on with him and Brett, but every time they come on here, it's just getting a little deeper, a little deeper. I mean, it's not surprising that they would be on each other's radar. You know, Brett is on a pretty straightforward trajectory toward the top. But still,
I would say so, yeah.
they don't seem to be seeing eye to eye on that. And Rock, considering what he had,
that's a match I'd pay money to see.
oh yeah, it's two of the best, two of dynasties going against each other.
Absolutely. Speaking of the Anoa'i family.
The Samoan dynasty of the Anoa'i family and the Canadian dynasty of the Hart family. Oh, speaking of sub rounds.
It comes the only reason I come to your show. You love that theme music.
Gets me amped. Well, speaking of the variety of opponents he's faced so far, I wonder who we're going to see come out here tonight.
It's always interesting. And you gotta hand it to him for never knowing who his opponent's going to be and defending the championship week after week after week.
Yeah, one day his luck's going to run out.
Clearly not easy. It's the son of perfection.
Ah, Mr. Axel. He's been looking pretty good here lately. Former Intercontinental Champion, much like his father. Looking to reclaim that title.
Former Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think I don't think we've seen these two in the ring yet with each other.
I don't think so. This ought to be a good one.
Well, Seth's been on such a tear lately. I had to put my money on him. But that same logic could also work against him. He's been out here every week.
You can't win them all.
Oh.
Sooner or later, you're going to lose one. Unless you're Asuka.
Well, yeah.
That's not even true, because she did lose that ladder match.
Yeah, it's one of those semantics.
So unless you're Lita.
Yeah. But Asuka's never been pinned. So
that is true.
Take that how you will. Oh, Curtis going right to the head. What's the Joker say? Never start with the head. Victim gets all fuzzy.
Ugh. That's not what the Joker says. He says, "Why so serious?
Why so serious?"
As in, Sirius Black.
Yeah.
I killed Sirius Black. I killed Sirius Black. Sorry.
Lord.
Had a moment.
Anyway, back to the match. Hello, Governor. Oh, into the ropes. The kicking drop.
Oh. God, what a crazy character she was. Bellatrix? What? Oh, not even a one count.
Dude, because I read all those books, and then when I seen her, who they picked to play her, I'm like, yup. I was like, they picked the absolute perfect person to play her. Cause she's just as nuts in the books, and she pulls it off, dude, so well. Oh, lovely move. This is lovely. A stunning move, if I do say so myself.
Oh, I thought we were gonna get the knee already,
Ooh, diving headbutt.
but instead we got a inverted Frankensteiner.
Oh, some more of those amazing athletics. One.
What?
Oh.
I think we should just start calling Seth Rollins Mr. Flippy-Doo.
Mr. Flippy-Doo.
Mr. Flippy-Doo.
Flippity-flappity-floop.
Bippity-boppity-boo.
What move are we gonna see now?
Oh, wait, wrong game. That's Kingdom Hearts.
Oh! Surprised he didn't go for the cover there.
By the time this airs, I may be airing Kingdom Hearts, my enhancement free run.
Yeah, if you keep pounding away at it like you have been.
If any of you are fans of Kingdom Hearts, you're going to enjoy this.
Well, it'd be cool if we to get that one up. Ooh. I gotta get my Arkham Asylum playthrough from Dave and get that uploaded. Still, that's gonna take a while, because each one of those videos... Oh!
Here's the kick. There's only one thing that should be coming next. Well, and now with getting Injustice 2.
Yes. More kicks.
I know you're super excited for that one. Here it comes.
Kingslayer. 1.
1, 2. Good night.
Well, I'm excited to watch that game. I will probably will never play it, but I just don't, man. I don't get it. I don't get into them. I like watching fighting games, but
I still got to do my one-shot playthrough of Mortal Kombat X.
that'd be sweet too. I haven't seen a Mortal Kombat game in a
That's
while.
gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough to sit there that long and do a one-shot playthrough of that game.
How long do you think it'll take you, approximately?
4 or 5 hours.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, still your Intercontinental Champion.
For the umpteenth week in a row.
Hell yeah. No signs of slowing down.
I'm glad he's not slowing down, man. I'm loving it.
And, oh.
I was just talking about Earthquake earlier.
I love this music too.
Oh, it's fantastic.
If you want to call it music, I don't. Ambience. Yeah, Seth Rollins definitely hot. Well, hopefully he'll keep it going next week. I don't see him letting up. And of course, your main event here tonight, the Natural Disasters taking out the newly crowned Ascension TGW Smackdown Tag Team Champions.
I was so stoked when they won the titles.
It can't help me be happy for him. It was an impressive victory.
Plus, I just absolutely love this music.
Yeah. I can't say that I always agree with Victor on everything. But
yeah, you two have not exactly seen eye to eye.
Well, you know.
You know.
If you could learn If you can learn how to use his words properly.
Use your words.
Just remember that this is a wrestling federation and not a daycare. We have to stomp your feet and get attention.
Sometimes I feel like I work at daycare. It's kids today, man. I'm telling you. Doesn't matter how old they are, as long if they're like under, they're like 21, 22 or under. Yep. They need their safe space. I don't care if I offend anybody. I can't stand it. It bugs the living hell out of me.
It's all semantics. It's a lot of that stuff is just shit that is getting. I don't know. It's just buzzwords. I stay away from any of that shit, man. Any of those terms, any of that.
I try to, but I've actually seen it happen. So, anyway, Connor with quite the show of strength just now. Of course, Connor is not exactly a small man.
No. Holy crap.
Speaking of a show of strength.
Neither is Earthquake.
Good lord.
Someone ate their Wheaties today.
Apparently. I love me a good STO. It's chic.
The Shockmaster.
Chic tugboat. Good old Uncle Fred.
I think that was Uncle Fred. One of the greatest moments in wrestling.
Oh boy. I liked seeing them together in the gimmick battle royal at WrestleMania 17. That also had Brother Love in it.
Oh, that's right. Who else was in that?
Oh God, who wasn't in it? Iron Sheik was in it. Duke the Dumpster Drosy, Doink, the Goon, Jim Cornette. There's a ton of people in that thing. Was Nikolai? I know Slaughter was in it. Was Nikolai?
I think Nikolai Volkov was in it. Yeah, that sounds right.
They should have had the Red Rooster in there.
Yeah, like he would fucking. They could get him to do that.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
And I've heard the last thing you want to do is even go up. What's this? Jeez, oh Pete!
Good lord.
Puts a whole new meaning to the phrase power bomb.
It's a power bomb on Uncle Fred. He's dead.
It's a Fred bomb.
Oh God. Fred and Dead. That reminds me of a movie. You ever seen that movie, Drop Dead Fred?
Like once, years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an old '90s movie.
Got the stupid haircut. Oh.
I loved that movie when I was a kid.
Ooh.
I never had an imaginary friend, did you?
Not technically, no. I just kind of lived in my own imaginary world in general. Most of my
that's what I do now. What do we got here? Great backdrop.
Well, I know Hoen's far away, but it's not that far away. It's not imaginary.
No, we do have running water and electricity, no matter what some people think.
I saw that video you posted earlier. That was great.
Oh, the one that I tagged you in?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in town. I go up and down that street all the time.
I said, man, that's pretty impressive. I said, that's someone who's been doing this for a while. That
Right.
Oh, he throws.
Yeah, that video is more than a year old. You just happen to see it come back around. It's made its way around Facebook a ton of times. Holy God, Earthquake just jumped over the ropes.
Man, the Ascension, I mean, they've been on the offensive most of the match, but they can't. These guys are just so big. Even with these power moves, they can't seem to keep them down. It's like they keep running up against the wall.
I just had a great idea. We need to make a character and give him the Earthquake's finishing move.
Oh, hell yeah.
That'll be fantastic.
We should make it like, make a character as like the smallest you can make a character. The most emaciated, the most short looking character.
I've made a character like that.
Him jumping around doing the earthquake. I don't know what's making the wrong shape, folks, but
I've got a cruiserweight. He's all masked up and everything, and he's tiny, and his name is Azrael. Although it's pronounced Azrael, which makes no sense.
oh, by the game.
Yeah,
Azrael.
that's how it sounds.
You know, whenever I hear the commentary on those games, or like I hear those, like her call one of those names out, like just wherever I end the game, I think to myself, I'm like, how many hours did they have to spend in a voiceover booth? Oh, saying all these different names, like Corey Graves, like. Okay, like, you know, some of the lines he says, like, when he says specific names, are they editing those names in somehow? Or did he have to go through and say that? Oh.
God, I love this move.
Beautiful.
Oh, man.
One. Oh, Typhoon breaks it up. Like, does he have to go in and say that line for every person that's going to be in the game? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's like Michael Cole's line. Let's talk about insert name here.
And it used to be like on the earlier games, you could tell like it was spliced in. It doesn't sound like it does as much anymore.
Well, I mean, with the amount, I don't think that it is, because with the amount of space you can put, you know, like we said, these games are so huge. This one's 70 gigs in itself. Here we go again. God, I love that move.
Surely that's it.
What's Typhoon doing? He's not and now he's upset.
Yeah.
He could have come in and broke up the count.
I don't know. Maybe he thought the earthquake was.
Maybe we'll see what's going on here in the replay.
These guys, I mean, they were a tough wall for him to get through, but in the end, they just couldn't. I don't know. Seemed to be a stalemate there for a little bit. Ascension.
Is this the one? Is this the one with the pin, or?
Oh, he wasn't looking. Oh.
Yeah, he got distracted by someone or something.
Interesting. Oh, they got. Oh, what's this?
Wild dogs. Big Mouth GM.
Sabotage them? guy, I swear. Oh, I give them credit for winning them, but I mean, that was their first. They've had one title defense so far, guys. It's not a.
I think that's supposed to be throw us off, right?
Threw us off.
Whoa.
Oh man, going right after the newcomers. I guess.
The very large newcomer.
Yes. And I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, better the enemy you know than the one you don't know.
Wow.
Now let's see, they put their money where their mouth is.
Well, that's up to you.
Hey, if Harper and Rowan are up for the challenge, I wouldn't mind seeing these guys get tossed around a little bit. Then again, they were the ones doing most of the tossing around in this match.
That's the truth.
Especially Connor with the Undertaker. Good God. Undertaker. Earthquake.
I would be kind of indifferent to that match because I like both teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Well, quite a show, sir.
Yeah, it was nice. Got to see, Ember's. It's good to see that Ember's going to be going on. It'd be interesting to see who she faces next week. Seth continuing his open challenge and the Ascension with their first successful title defense since winning them at Battleground. So not too shabby.
Ty Dillinger beating Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that one kind of came out of nowhere.
Wow.
Of all the things I was not expecting to happen, that was. But I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. I mean, Ty Dillinger's a hell of a competitor. I mean,
yeah, he is.
It's that very
Don't
same
call him
attitude.
The perfect 10 for nothing.
No. Well, it's that very same attitude that probably led Kevin Owens to be getting defeated tonight. Who is this guy?
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern for TGW Raw.
Be there or be square.
Please remember to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TGWrestling. You can follow us on Twitter at ThoseGuys734. You can follow me on Twitter at EvilPenguin1981. And you can follow my fellow GM and tag team partner on Twitter at
OddSmith311.
And you can search for our videos on YouTube by searching Those Guys Wrestling. You can also search for BananaRoMa TV on Twitter by searching #ControlFreaks.
Yeah, we're usually the first entry right at the top there. Go to our channel. Go to the right-hand side. At featured channels, you'll see Those Guys Wrestling. Subscribe to us and BTV. You can find old episodes of TGW Smackdown, Raw, and pay-per-view events, as well as other programming. You can also find those on our Facebook page under videos, so no excuse not to watch.
That's right. So, for OddSmith311, I am Evil Penguin Gaming signing off, and as always, we have been counted down 1, a 2, a 3.